Yo, YouTube, what's good? What's good? Welcome. Brooklyn, what up? Say, world, what's up? US, what up? This is one of those today. I don't know how long this is gonna be. Zoom, take that someplace else, bro. Let me wait a couple of minutes. Not even a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. Let people get settled in, see what's going on. Hope everybody's well. I like to give it a minute or two because they always say it cursive. And this might be one of them. I just kind of came in, still got my jacket on. Just kind of thinking, man, people don't fight no more. It's kind of bothering me. So that's what we talking about tonight, fighting, hand-to-hand combat. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Hawk, what's the deal, kid? Brownsville in the building. What's good, boy? Talking about fighting, bro. People don't fight no more. Let me drop the link. People don't fight no more. Somebody told me earlier, Takeoff got shot because they knew they was going to get jumped. So, you gotta, nah, bro. I don't, peace, God. Black Cuddy, what's the word? I'm about to drop this link. Y'all can tap in. I want to hear from everybody. You know how I do. It's always an open floor. He said, they knew they was going to get jumped, so they had to back out and shoot. Everybody always said, Sonny, you got to understand. I don't understand what I got to understand. I really don't. Hopefully my mic is on. Let me get my mic a little closer. I don't understand what I got to understand. Dudes is not built for the circumstances that they put themselves in. Out the gate, they starting off bad. And this is a terrible trend we setting as people that came before the younger guards. I say younger, I'm not talking about 16, 17, able to make mistakes, do different things they got to learn. But we talking about young men that's 27, 28, stuff like that. And they not wanting to knuckle up. We had to fight growing up. The OGs made us fight. They chin checked us. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my boy on here real quick. I'm glad he tapped in. This is somebody I consider a G. Yo, what up?
You can hear me?
I can hear you. What's the word, kid?
What's good, kid? What's going on?
Ain't nothing, man. I'll be talking to these young cats out here, and everybody always be like, "Oh, you gotta understand, nobody fight no more. And I understand that's what they're doing, but I also understand that ain't right. Because, you're putting yourself in a position to go to jail, and then you got to fight. And that rhymes, too, by the way. What you think, man? Is it a lost art? Fighting is not something. Did you fight growing up? You grew up in Brownsville, right?
You know what's crazy about when we grew up? We grew up watching karate movies. You know what I mean? We grew up watching boxing. When we had a fight on the block, my pops used to bring out the boxing gloves and we had to fight in the middle of the street and everybody would watch. So we had to fight. My uncle and aunt taught jujitsu. They still do to this day. And we had to go to that. So we had to fight. You know what I mean? And fighting was cool because, like I said, we grew up watching karate movies. So fighting was cool. We used to fight for fun, like play fighting. We used to slap box. You know what I mean?
Remember,
that was fun.
you said karate movies. I forgot all about that aspect. I was thinking about wrestling.
Yeah.
Anything
fighting. Wrestling too.
Anything. If you had mattresses on your block, you go get outside and try to wrestle. Yeah. If you coming from karate flicks on Saturdays, they used to do the karate in the city.
Yeah. And we used to go to the Deuce and watch the movies.
That's what
I mean. So we used to wear karate shoes, kid. You know what I mean? So that was fun. So and being nice with your hands and all that was a thing.
It was,
what I mean?
Respected. It was respected. Yeah. I feel like, there's so many lessons in what you just said. Like your pops coming out with the gloves makes dudes look up like, okay, big homie said we got to do this. One. Two, there's lessons even in the loss. There's lessons. Because if me and you scrap and you beat me, I live here. I can't go nowhere. I got to play ball with you tomorrow. So I got to suck up. It teaches me a little bit of humility. You know what I'm saying? It teaches me, keep my eye on your heart because, you know what I'm saying? This is how I'm going to get my hands up because he beat me last time. And then if anybody doing it's me and you from the block, we going to do this. So either way, it's a win-win. And we still here today to talk about it.
I remember I had a fight when this was like maybe first, second grade. Had a fight with somebody on my block that's close to the family and everything. But you know, to us, it was a fight. Once you fight, it's over. We cool. But remember, I was saying about the karate flicks. We used to pick a style before we start fighting. Everybody got to hurry up, pick a style. I'm the Eagle Claw. I'm the Tiger. I'm Jim Kelly. I'm Chuck Norris. I'm Bruce Lee. You know, you had to pick a style. So I remember this dude, and this is real. We really getting ready to fight, like not play fighting. We really getting ready to fight.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I remember he said he's the Toad. So I had to think quick. You know, the Toad is strong. You know, I
Right,
had to
right.
think quick. I was like, Eagle Claw. You know what I mean? This dude hit me with a couple of rib shots and killed me.
But that
You
was
know, so all I had was the Tiger
right.
Claw. I was got to scratch his face down. You know what I mean? And after that, I went to his house. I was sitting at the table, chilling with him, but until his pops came down. He's like, yo, what the hell you did to my son's face? He scratched his face up. What are you, some kind of girl? I was like, nah, that's the Eagle Claw. He said, ain't no goddamn Eagle Claw. You
Yo,
know, but it was a thing.
that was five deadly venoms, though, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's not the Eagle Claw, but the Toad.
The total. I mean,
The
yeah, yeah.
Toad, yeah, yeah. So you know it was a thing back in the days, and even you know a lot of us when we grew up, we was outside young. You know what I mean? So when we fought, everybody circled you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I went home and my pops knew that somebody beat us up or whatever, we had to go back out and fight. You know what I mean? And you don't want that.
Same here, and it was more or less like not even if you lost, but if you didn't fight. And my block was a fighting block. You know what I'm saying? And that I grew up on Nostrand, and so the OGs wouldn't let you leave. Like yo, they'd be like, yo, come back, cause you ain't even try. And then they'll just give you a little
Yeah,
tip. Corner like a corner man, yo son, just try to hit him in the, this they other little man that they fighting, but they still want you to. And then if you still take the house, like, all right, man, let that little nigga
yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. They're not gonna let you get beat down too bad.
It's a
You know, if
spirit.
you can't win, you can't win. You know what I mean? But they want you to at least
You
go
don't
for
want to
yours. You know what I mean? Don't fall like a
break
sucker.
the spirit. That's the key, was to break the spirit, not to break the spirit.
Yeah, and then they make you make up. I mean, y'all got to be friends afterwards. You know what I mean? They make you shake hands and all
Yes.
that afterwards. You know what I mean? And you be cool. And even if let's say like sometimes you might fight a kid bigger than you that you ain't got no wins. You know what I mean? And this kid, even you when you fight this kid, he'll respect you afterward because you fought him.
You
You
got
know what
to.
I mean?
You
They
got to.
respect you, and next thing you know, you his man now. He take you under his wing because you fought him and he respect you. You're a little dude that got heart. You know what I mean?
These are these same things also, bro, that like real bonds is made out of. You understand? This is
Yeah,
what you know what I'm saying? Without these type of things, this is how you can say this is my crew. When you say this is my crew, that I ate with this man's family over here, you know what I'm saying? Me and this
yeah,
man fought every day in the summertime for a week. You know what I'm saying? Me and this man over here, this is your comrades. It's not a gang thing or anything like that, but this is your comrades, people that you actually went to arms with back to back with. So I think that's something that's lost. But I hate to hear people say like, "Oh, you gotta understand, you don't do that no more." Like this is like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is half moon parts or something fashionable. This is something that, because at the end of the day, these young cats is killing each other, man, and then they go into jail. I can't imagine the issues that they will be having and they run into, because once you go to jail, you really got to, you know what I'm saying? You really gonna have to check in, and they really gonna have to knuckle up. And there's no weapons. Your crew ain't with you. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna see what you made of, man.
yeah. But you know, now this is a different time, man. Everything you can see everything now. You know what I mean? If we had a fight back in the day, only we saw it. You know what I mean? Everything was word of mouth. Yo, he did his thing. Nobody really saw you get slugged in the face. Now, if somebody fight, everybody pulling out their phones. And you can see it. You know what I
And
mean? So
it's just your
if
pop.
if everybody see you get punched in the face and knocked out or whatever, you embarrassed now, and the whole world saw it. So now you want to kill that dude. You know what I mean? So they got a whole different way of thinking. You know, everything is different with them. Like we grew up in a different time. You know what I mean? And then you got to also remember a lot of that stuff changed once all that crack and all that. A lot of stuff changed after that. You know what I mean? Because before that, that's when we really used to fight.
So
Once that happened, we start seeing dudes getting shot and all that. Now dudes were strapping up. They dudes wasn't fighting so much. You know, you still had some, but you know, once we became like older, like maybe from late teens to 20s and all that, dudes wasn't really scrapping no more like that because they you know you don't know who got what. So dudes wasn't really scrapping. That was like more when we was
I
kids.
mean, the crack era did bring in a little more violence, but the crack era violence was kind of related directly to crack because niggas was still. I was born in '76. When crack era hit, that was like '80s first, right? And then by
Yeah.
the time late '80s, it picked up and it was jumping and all of that. But we were still fighting during all this
That's
time.
because but that's our era. The era after us
Like,
didn't
okay,
come up to our rules. You know what I mean? They came up after shit got violent. You know what I mean? So they coming up in the violence. We grew up in the time before that, so we still had them values that we scrapped. But these kids grew up when it was violent already. So they grew up seeing that. And then you got to remember, it's glorified. You know what I mean? And I hate to sound like the old guy with the music thing, but that's what it is. You know, if that's what's glorified and what you like, if you like music and you like movies, that's what's glorified. The nigga with the gun is the baddest dude. You know what I mean? Yo, I caught this door. And if that's what you grow up, we didn't grow up hearing that. We heard that as we was already coming up already. We didn't hear that as little kids. You know what I mean? As little kids, we heard like Motown and R&B and
right.
all of that. We ain't, and then
Well,
when the rap music hit, it was like party stuff.
but like you said though, once the '90s kind of came along, you know what I'm saying? Biggie was they was talking about robbing everything. Dudes was
That's
talking
what I'm
about.
saying.
So I get what you're saying. The music definitely plays a part. I guess the
So
music
think
today.
about that though. Think about that though. For us, we know better because we the same age as Biggie and we in that age range. But for a little kid that now he's growing up to that. That's all he knows because that's we grow. That's not all we know. We know what we was talking about, boxing in the street and karate. We know that. We also know what Biggie's talking about. But they only know what he's talking about. They don't know what we know. They don't know that back in the day stuff. But they ain't grow up to that.
I guess maybe we think we got to take a certain level of responsibility to say
Oh
that.
yeah, we the disconnect. We're the our era. We dropped the ball. We the disconnect. You know what I
Let's
mean? We the disconnect. Because
let's be
everything after us is where it fell apart. These kids right now is just they starting all over like they whole brand new generation. They whole different. But we the disconnect. After us is where it fell apart. Because you got to remember when the before the crack. Think about it like this. Before crack, right? Remember, a lot of your friends, you respected their parents. You couldn't curse around them. You
right.
couldn't do nothing. Now, when crack come, dudes our age selling crack, and you selling crack to these same people that you respected.
Right.
Now they giving you head and all of this. This once a person you couldn't even curse around. So now you don't got no respect at all. So now we lost respect at that time. So now people under us, when our kids come up, not everybody, but a majority, when these kids come up, being that we don't got no respect, they definitely ain't gonna have no respect, and then so on and so on.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
that's a
saying? So
that's a
we the
valid
disconnect.
we definitely disconnect, but that's a valid like breakdown in there because that crack did a number on the community
Yeah, man, that's a big thing.
in so many different ways. It's crazy because it's like it's like almost we still have crack semi-responsible for what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? As per what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Wow.
it is. It is big time because that's the disconnect. Because you got to remember, a lot of kids that grew up with us, our age, once their parents got strung out, they was on their own. Their parents was gone. Some dudes younger, like my little brother. My little brother is what? He's 42. He's born in 1980. So a lot of kids his age,
Damn.
their parents just left them. Like they was like he's 5, 6 years old at that time.
That's
They
crazy.
left him home. You see these little kids walking down the street. They ain't got no parents. They outside late at night. Are you
Right.
outside late at night? You gotta go home. You know what I mean? And they lost respect. So now and then you gotta remember some of these kids they witnessed their moms and they pops doing stuff to get this crack stuff. You know what I mean? To get that. So they witness them doing stuff that's embarrassing and they lose all respect. Now, when they grow up, they ain't got no respect for women. They ain't got no respect for parents. They ain't got no respect for nobody because of what they saw their parents do. You know what I
Damn.
mean? That shit has got a lot to do with everything, man. That little era right there
Nah,
was
that's
what? It got to be early '80s to like really the '90s. Like now, there's still people that smoke, but they functional now. You know what I mean? That shit is like now. It ain't like back then.
Got jobs and all that. But that's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
yeah, back then they was selling their kids, man. They give you their kid. Yo, give me the kid. Yo, you can hold my kid for what? Borrow my kid for collateral. You know what I mean? Let me, you know.
Yo, the crazy shit what you just said was that your brother, people born in the 80s is like they now hitting 40 now. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, yeah. He's born in 1980. You know what I mean? That was my little brother. When my pops died, my little brother was 6, going on 7. You know what I mean? Think about that. He's young. He was
That
young
just,
when my pops died.
and that's a disconnect, man. We lost a lot of OGs, man. There was a lot of lessons that was lost. I remember playing corners in my building, and they used to get in the elevator. You know what I'm saying, with the
Yeah,
crew.
we did that and bang out that light. Whoever in the middle get wrecked.
Get wrecked. And I remember being in there with the big homies. I remember I used to always get caught out there. I'll get caught slipping. It's 5 of them. I still go in the elevator and catch me. And the one time I get in there and there's only 3 of them and then me, I'm like, well, I'm good. I get in the corner, still get wrecked because it's like, yo, who you think you are to get a corner now? They like 19. I'm like, yo, 11. So it hit me with the crazy body shots, but it got you right. I hear dudes talk about getting jumped. I'm like, yo, if me and you walking down the street and we encounter 6 dudes and we get to fighting, we didn't get jumped. We just got outnumbered. People be feeling like jump. No, you got jumped if it was you versus everybody. But if they jump you, that's a sucker move on their part, one, right?
Yeah.
If you jump them, they still jumped you. That's how I feel about fights too. If you fight me here, and then you beat me, and then I come back and clap you, I can't get my get back. You went down as 1-0 against me. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong way. Maybe they look at it like, you know, the body is more than that one hands victory. But in my mind, I want to beat you up. I want to get my hand. I want to get my get back. You know what I'm saying? But people don't look at it like that, man. People don't look at it like that. And it's
That's been
unfortunate.
put in your head from when you was a kid. That's
Yo,
why.
what
From
up?
that era.
What up, man? Tap in, man. We drop that link. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. I definitely appreciate
That mentality that you got, that came from back in that era. You know what I mean? Now you got to remember the kids that want to clap or whatever. That's their era. It ain't they ain't watching no fighting. Who's the fighter right now?
But see,
Remember when we grew up, boxing was big. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray, all these dudes, Ernst Hagler. It's
Tyson,
a big thing. Tyson. Who's now? Who they watching now? Boxing ain't popular no more. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Unless you die hard, but it ain't like it was back then. You know what I mean? Like boxing ain't taking over your house. Like boxing on everybody. It ain't like that no more. So they're growing up in a different time.
Yeah, back in the days, like the fights in the Super Bowl was always the biggest thing in my grandmother's crib, bro.
Yeah.
It was the big
You know,
joints.
there's always a fight. Always
Yep.
a fight. And now, what it is, I don't know if it's me. Like I said, man, sometimes I hear myself talk, I feel like I'm getting old, man. But
I'm
this is
feeling
the
like,
dumbest thing in the world. These niggas be saying, send me the Addy.
yo, I say this all the time, bro.
Why would I do that?
Yo, let me tell you something, my dude. Out here where I'm at, right? Out here where I'm at in NC, right? Sad story, bro. The young man came out here, I know the girl or whatever. Her brother come out here. He get into something mixed up with the streets, trying to get put on or whatever. He gets into some beef with some dudes online, like, you know, whatever he looking for, he found it. He said, yo, I guess they got the beef, and they said, yo, drop the Addy. So I guess when you don't drop the Addy, you not real.
Sucker.
He drops the Addy.
Yeah, you drop the Addy. I don't know dropping that shit
He
for.
drops the Addy and they air him out, though. The whole house. They pull up, cut the lights, and air him. Yo, I'm about
Why would I
to
do that?
wait. Hold on. I'm about to pull my bro up. He actually trained in some fighting, and I'm glad he tapped in. Hold on. Yo, peace, God.
Peace, how you, man?
I'm good, man. How you feel?
I feel great, man. I ain't got no complaints, man. I'm here with my young lion, in the gym training right now as we speak.
See?
That's good, man.
Oh,
That's good, man. Yo, let me ask you, man. How many young lions do you come across that actually want to train versus the ones that you might have to seek out? Are you
Not
finding
many. Not many.
not many?
Nah, not many. This is actually my nephew right here that I'm training now. for the amateurs and the pros. Most of my clientele are pretty much older people that just want to get in shape. Some bring their kids to me because they want their kids to learn how to fight. Some of my comrades bring their kids. Like I train my comrades' whole family, all his sons, his wife, his sister, his daughters.
Right.
So his sons really want to get involved in it with the potentiality of going to the amateurs and the pros. But for the
Right.
most part, it's mainly because honestly speaking, these young ones, man, that I've encountered in the field in which I'm in, that I've been in for some time now, they ain't got it like we have it, yeah.
They ain't grow up with it around them like he said, coming from kung fu movies and watching wrestling and watching boxing. First thing we want to do is fight each other. Like, does somebody get hurt? Damn near. Wait, hold on. Let me see. I just pulled the guard in real quick. Not to cut your wisdom. Hold on. Let me.
Sure.
Yo, Sean, peace, man.
What's up, brother?
How you feel?
I'm all right. You hear me good?
Yeah, I hear you good, man.
All right. So, I don't know if y'all remember me. I'm a Vanderveer nigga from the 60s, all the way 70s, 80s, 90s.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yo, you know
I'm
what's
super.
crazy?
I'm Super's cousin, Troy Donovan, the whole family, Laura Jean. Remember, I got these glasses.
Let me ask you a question.
Nigga,
What was the difference growing up? And you say you coming from Vanderveer? What year? 70s? You said?
Yeah, 70s. I was born in the 60s.
Would you say you seen the fighting and the shooting start and transition around the crack era?
No, before that, about 74, 75.
And just what was it drug related? You think the tone just changed? What would you attribute it to?
Is the blending of West Indians and Americans in Vanderveer at that time. When when the rosters came in, like around 73, 74. Around that, I'm talking about the 007 time, before the 22s. I witnessed it. So I'm just giving a little brief history of like with Vanderveer going up.
Right.
That's before 77. 77 it was a mixture. The 80s, like you could see like who dominated certain things, like between 78, 79, 80. Then 83, exactly the Payhays, and then it transformed to VIP.
And all that you saying the shooting started a little earlier. I mean, I feel like growing up, like my bro was.
Nah, that shit started in Veer. All that shooting in Veer, that shit started around 74, 75.
Interesting.
The niggas that started that stuff, because I was there to witness that. I was front page, 1354. So all of that. I have relatives that was involved.
I mean, that's how I hear front page got the name too, because it was always on the front page pretty much.
Well, yeah. When he started getting the front page, I was mostly late 70s, 80s.
Yo,
That's when it got. That's when it was really dangerous. It was like Harlem and the Bronx.
so you say so pretty much maybe make it sound like the West Indians bought the shooting then, because if everything was squabbling before that. I don't want to say I'm talking in jest, really, but I you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying because there was still a lot of fighting going on in Flatbush.
Yeah. It was mostly. It always started fist fighting first. It was never weapons first.
Right.
It was always toe to toe first. Always toe to toe first. And if it escalates to anything else, it's always knife. After knife is a fucking gun.
Yeah, I mean,
no, bat. Stick or bottles.
Yo, I definitely appreciate you, bro, for tapping in, man.
Definitely, and Popeye, he knows me very well because my grandmother raised him, as a kid.
Oh,
so
really?
He grew up in the same house. Yeah.
Well, you said 1354, right?
Yep. 1354 front page.
Yeah.
I'm the nigga that used to work at Lenny's back in the days.
Okay.
With the Chinese dude.
Definitely, yo. I appreciate you for tapping in, my G.
Definitely, anytime to support the link.
Yeah, man. I'm about to let's see. I'm about to pull I don't know what the hell. Yo, peace, yo.
Salute, salute, salute.
What's what's going on? How you, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Peace, 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 love. You already.
Yes, sir. Where you tapping in from?
I'm in Harlem right now, but I'm originally from Farragut in 26. They used to call me Billy Badass, you heard?
Okay, okay. Yo,
Farragut in 26, yeah.
we talking about fighting, man, and like how everybody's shooting and quick to pick up the gun, and I don't know your age bracket. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for
37,
tapping in.
37.
Yeah, so you about in the same range. You know what I'm saying? A little younger than me, so I could appreciate that. Spread your wisdom on that, man. Let me know how you feel about like where it changed, why it changed, and how we can get it back.
Honestly, it's the music, you heard? Like, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like, I noticed like an influx of kids, like just recently, like after the pandemic, you gotta remember all them 14-year-olds is now 17, 18-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? Like 16, 17. So
Mm.
that whole time they was away, they was pretty much on the computers and the algorithms being fed all the bullshit, you feel me? So it's like they've been programmed to shoot first. I don't even know how everybody became gunsmiths, because when I was growing up in the hood, like I said, I'm from 26 and Flatbush, bro. My mom used to be a fiend on the junction. You heard? Kathy. If y'all don't know, maybe I remember. She used to be right by the White Castle. You heard? So when I was coming up, it was hard for me to get a slammer. You heard? Like
Right,
I had to go through the vetting process. Like I
right,
couldn't just pass something off. Now all of a sudden these kids is gunsmiths. You heard? Like I don't
right,
get that. You know what I'm saying? So and a
right.
lot of these kids ain't never taste no blood in their mouth neither. You heard?
And I
So
think that's important, bro. Like I think that's important. That's the rites to passage and the vetting process that you just said into taking those steps before you should even consider taking a hammer if you never tasted blood in your mouth.
yeah, nah, it takes away from the validity and the pureness of it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming up, I'm 10, 11 years old in the hood. I'm getting scrapping every day, bro. Every single day. Like I used to be on Rogers and Clarendon, you heard, with scooping them and all that. I don't know if you know names and all that,
Right,
but
right.
Reno and all that. We used to be on our CBT shit, you heard? Like we used to have to get in the square every day. All right, you get in there, yo, you get in there. Y'all both get in there, and then two more jump in. And you got to be able to take a beating, you heard? These dudes
How
ain't.
how important you think that was in the fabric that you come from and that your peoples that surround you that was in that square? How important you think that was to the upbringing?
Yo, bro, that made me who I am today, bro. Like I've been going through the system and all that. I went to juvenile, I went to DFY and all that at the age of 12, 13, bro. Like, and I ain't come home till I was 16 and a half. And that's the only thing that saved me is the fact that I learned how to fight and really take a hit, you heard? Like that shit, like my shit is good in there, you heard? Like on the other side, like my shit always been straight, you heard? And I gotta pay homage to them dudes, them older heads that made sure that we got in that square, we got it popping, you heard? Because at the end of the day, bro, when there's nothing around, you ain't got no Hulk, you ain't got no Slammer. Yo, these days gotta go, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Gotta go. That's well put. Now I feel like people they let their emotions, lack of a lot of emotional intelligence, and that's a whole other conversation, get them caught up and let a quick 5 second decision put them in a worse position, and they gotta go hand in hand now every day because now you gotta check in. Now you just to use the phone to get to certain spots to make certain moves, you gotta fight.
yo, bro, it was so real that it was just because we ain't had nothing to do. We was just get put in the square, like, yo, y'all too lazy right now. Yo, get in there and get it popping. Like I remember, I don't know if you know Sindrad. Rest in peace to Sindrad, you heard?
Bro, bro. Listen to me, bro. That's my little bro right there. When Sindre came back from VA, Sindre was in VA with me. Me and Sindre was in VA for like 2 years. I taught Sindre how to drive stick shift.
John's my man, you heard? His nephew.
John's
You heard?
my dude. That's family.
Khadijah watched me grow up. You heard? Jody was like my man. You heard? My mom used to live with Jody. You heard? Like I've been in the hood my whole life. You heard? So when it came to Sindre with me and John, every time, bro, he would force us to fight, bro. Yo, I don't care. Fight. And that's all we was doing, bro.
Yep, yo, John been outside since a kid, always scrapping.
Always, bro.
Sindre was the same way. So I think that's important, bro. I'll be saying that we fought on my block. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on Nostrand Ave. You know, we fought. Yo, Blind Fury, you there, bro? Yo, hold on real quick, Billy Badass. Let me ask my bro.
I'm here.
Yo, when did you start getting into boxing, bro?
I want to say 30 years ago. It was over 30 years ago. Because I'm originally from the South Bronx. So I went to, they got this area called Fort Apache in the Bronx. I'm not sure if anybody heard of it, but
Definitely.
they had this gym called Fort Apache. And when I was a kid, my mom put me in that gym because she had to go to work. My brothers was out doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? My brothers are older. And being that she had to go to work, it was me and my little sister. My other sister wasn't born yet. She used to have like, yo, I need some place for you to go. And they got this gym over here. You always stay mad and all this other fighting shit. So I'm going to put you in there. So I was in Fort Apache on Simpson Street, like Fox and Simpson over.
And that's a fighting area over there, like a lot of gyms. I heard of Fort Apache in the Bronx. I'm not really familiar with a lot of.
Hold up, you hear me?
Oh, yeah, my bad. You went quiet. I thought you was. I didn't know you was. I hear you. Okay.
So I was saying that my mom's had me in Fort Apache, this gym in the Bronx, by all Fox and Simpson Street and shit. So that's because I was super unruly. So I got kicked out of there. You know, they kicked me out because I was super unruly. Took my little sister and broke out, but it was a boxing gym. So that shit go back to when I was like 10. I'll be 48 in March. You know what I'm saying? So when I touched down, you know, I got popped in 90 as a juvenile. I went to Spofford. Came home 2007. I went to Spofford, DFY, State, came home 2007. So when I came home, it didn't make sense for me to do anything other than what I knew how to do, which was heal, you know what I'm saying, which was heal souls and box. So my vision kind of went because, you know, things happen. Because that was my plan, come home, turn pro, do a lot of, you know, put the work in and do the thing. You know what I'm saying? So our plans don't always go the way we wanted to. So what I did was I transitioned my own personal goals, dreams, aspirations to this gym, my nephew, and others, you heard?
Yeah, I can respect that. Let me ask you this, though. On the inside, in your travels through DFY or any time throughout the system, you know, just for the people that's, you know, listening, especially younger minds, could you tell two parts? Could you tell the difference between kids who didn't have these and the difference of the kids who had it and didn't have it, and how much did that help you navigate your path through where you had to go, just having the fundamentals of being able to use your hands and that confidence?
Listen, I smiled because it was a beautiful thing. I heard the brother say about, you know, having hands, you got to have hands. You cannot survive in Spofford, DFY without having hands. It's impossible. It's impossible. Can't nobody that ever told you they came to DFY and didn't know how to fight. If they did, right, came to DFY and didn't know how to fight, that thing, you know, we used to call them herbs. You was a herb. You know what I'm saying? So the difference is that when you go through this process of you in there, being in there, you fighting and all that, by the time you leave there, that should become a part of you. So the dudes that knew how to do that, if a dude, they were known for doing that. They had my man, matter of fact, we was in Spark together and up north together. Tyson, Troy Scott, Lil Tyson. I think he was from Flatbush. I can't remember his government name, but he is Guyanese. They used to call this kid Tyson. He was super nice with his joints. Love that dude. But when dudes saw him, they was like, yo, they go Lil Tyson. Yo, they go so-and-so. They go such and such. So dudes are known for their knuckle check. You know what I'm saying? So that's what separated individuals that knew how to fight and that didn't know how to fight. Dudes knew exactly who they were, and they wasn't trying to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my sentiments right there. Like, you knew the fighters because it's like when they pull up, it's like, you know, if this is going to be a problem, you better pack a lunch. You know what I'm saying? Or just know how to maneuver, because these cats nowadays just not knowing how to maneuver, just in the fight, out of the fight. Like, most of that shit is mental. You know what I'm saying? Most of that shit is mental, and they lose the mental fight before they get to the physical fight and wonder why they got to pull a pistol out. Now they fighting 25 to life. They whole shit because they didn't know how to do this.
Yeah, a lot of dudes didn't want to do it, man, because they was afraid of being embarrassed, and that's what reminded me. These young kids today, these young adults today, remind me of some of the cats from back in the days that was afraid to fight. They didn't want to take the beating and be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? As a man or as a male, they didn't want to be embarrassed. So these dudes nowadays, they backing out the hammer before you even think about swinging on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you think my man he was just here. He was talking about the Chinese movies and all that. How much of an influence that was crazy. I didn't even think about that. We grew up going to watching the Chinese movies and boxing and all that. Yo, Pop, what up?
Yeah, Channel 5.
Channel 5, or you go to the Deuce. Yo, Pop, what up?
What up, man? What's up? What's up? You know me, I'm moving. I'm in the supermarket. What's up?
Ain't nothing, man. We talking about fighting, man. Lost art, man. You know what I'm saying? Dudes done got back a little squabble, huh? Yeah, I mean, because every step of the way is important. Did you fight growing up? And what was the situations? Matter of fact, we just on here said his grandmother raised you, man, in her crib, 1354 building in Vanderbilt.
Wait, hold on. Say that one more time. I was coming out the supermarket. Say that one more time.
I said somebody was just on here and said their grandmother had a hand in raising you in 1354 building, front page Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Miss Doris. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. Yo, did you fight? Growing up?
Huh?
Did you fight growing up?
Come on, man. That's a question now. I mean, this is Flatbush. I had a lot of them fights, man.
How important you think that is in just everything? You're just growing up, your confidence, the way you move, like just everything. Just where you could have took a shorter cut at certain times, maybe, and let the thing go. Where you had to knuckle up. Do you see a benefit in that in your life?
Yeah, I did. Growing up, I think, especially in our time, growing up, especially in our era, I guess, what we call the golden era, you had to put up your knuckle games, you know what I'm saying? That was like the most important thing. It was before guns. It was before, you had the knives, you had the bats, you had the chains, you know what I'm saying? Whatever a nigga could hold on to. But the guns was really like the most last thing to really touch at those times, you know what I'm saying? And you had to put your hands up.
That's what bro just said. You go to the fist, the knife, or the fist, the bat, the knife, then the gun. You know what I'm saying? By the time the gun came out, just like Brian Fury just said, there's a certain level of respect that already came. By the time you get to all that, it's like, you know what?
Usually, sometimes, I would say majority of the time, gun would come out is when a person is more scared of the person that they're trying to deal with.
With a fighting rep, they got the fighting rep. They don't want to get beat up or embarrassed.
They don't want to take the L, so they know that if they do this route, they either, you know how the hood, when you're in the streets, that is the shit. Oh, yo, you popped your shit, you did your thing. You know what I mean? Now you feel niggas gonna respect you more, but it all depends on that person that you let fly that gun on. Niggas be like, nah, nigga, you can shoot the 5 with that person. Why you letting fly? So now you look real pussy. And now you know what I mean?
That's what I say, because if me and you have a fight and then somebody get brushed off, I feel like somebody just got brushed off I need to get my get back. Like I need to get my get back. I need you to be alive and well next time I see you because we gotta do this again. I hope I catch you off guard. All that.
I don't want to say on that level that niggas was stinking, but I want to say it was just more like, you know what I mean? Like I just said, you know what I mean? I think it was just more nervous. That's why he went and got that tool. Or he felt so totally disrespected that, you know what I mean? He had to get that thing to get his revenge back. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the total disrespect ain't really total disrespect.
I was about to say disrespect is so subjective and is so broad that you know what I'm saying, something that you can feel as disrespect I cannot feel as disrespect. This man cannot, you know what I'm saying? It's so broad that we gotta stop that. It gotta be a certain thing where this is where the gun talk at. You know what I'm saying? We keep ourselves out of trouble like that. We keep our families safer like that. You know what I'm saying? And it just moves better like that. To me, that's just to me personally. Maybe I sound like a Gandhi.
I mean, the other thing too, though, is that you gotta remember, man, when we was growing up, is that you had.
He cut himself.
Sonny,
What up, bro?
check this, right? You know what I noticed too? Like when I was coming up, sometimes you would become best friends with a person after you got to scrap him. You heard?
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yes.
Because it lets you both know, like, yo, not for nothing. Like, I know if shit's getting crazy with me, I know you're gonna be able to hold me down, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of created a better bond. Like, and everybody, one of my mans that's my man to this day, bro. We got to scrap him, bro, and it's just a mutual respect. Like, it's a passage to rights in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But we all had that understanding because of what we was going through. Like he said, like. The only time I ever had a slammer is when I was catching licks, you heard? When I was juxing shit. And that was just because I wanted it to go smooth, you heard?
Yo, that's true though, what you said earlier though, because you had to get vetted at certain points to even get a slammer. Everybody didn't just have a slammer. You had a slammer, one slammer to a whole block at one point.
A whole block.
Or a building got a slammer. It's used, like you said, for a jokes or for this or for that, but for this, just to be, I don't know.
No. Y'all saying some facts here. Y'all saying some facts that what goes on. I mean, it's like, you know, me and Sonny, you know, we go back and forth on that. You know what I mean? What the reality is and what goes on. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what it is, Pop? You motivate me. You always motivate me for this conversation because between you and then my young boys that I'll be working with, it's everybody want me now to understand that this is the new way. And I feel like once the last person understands that that's the new way, then we bow down to this way. And I'm with the way of the gun. My gun is right here. You know that. Like I love the pistol. Like I'm certified with the pistol now in my adult ages. You know what I'm saying? I wish everybody, if we could get past those juvenile offenses, if we could get past those adolescent offenses, we can all be strapped. I understand the New York state laws don't promote that as much, but it's a free country. We can get out of New York and get mad guns. Like I promote that. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't promote it for each other. That's real, Pop. You know that. Anybody look on my page, anybody that know me know if I got on pants, I got my pistol with me. So, but I fight you with it. You know what I'm saying? I have no problems doing that too. That's for my family. That's for my household. That's for stopping a deadly threat only. That's not for disrespect. That's only for stopping a deadly threat.
You know, just jumping real quick, what I was saying about dudes, you know, fighting back in the days, like in comparison to today, where you and I will get it on, and every time we see each other, there's a prequel or a sequel to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Until we feel that it's done. You know what I'm saying? You get me. You got this one. We gonna see each other again. You come around the corner. What's up? All right, let's get it. We go again, and we go until we both be like, yo, you know what? Nah, we good. It's a tie. We got a tie. You know what I'm saying? So
your bond look like that.
I wasn't doing that part.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, I was killing that. That's why.
I feel you.
That's why where I'm at today. I don't know if you got a chance to see my joint, Bridget. Bless up. My name is Blind. You heard?
Let me see the gym. Let's go to gym off.
What's his name?
That's Blind Fury.
Oh, Blind Fury. Okay.
Yeah, Mo Blind, but they call me Blind Fury.
Okay.
You the joint?
Salute you for jumping on the platform.
No doubt. Salute. So this is the joint. This is my gym. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, hold up, that red and black bag that's shaped like a duffel bag, is that for uppercut? That right there, is that for kicks or for uppercuts?
Straight uppercut bag. This is the champ right here. Get used to him.
What's his name?
Austin the Attitude Smith.
Got you. Where your gym at though, bro?
This is it right here. You see it. Oh, you saying where at?
Yeah.
In terms of location, it's in the Northeast Bronx.
Oh, got you.
You heard?
Yo, Blind,
This
you got a
side,
ring and all that?
nah, this side is under construction right here, and this should be done by the end of this month.
Yeah, that's
No
nice.
ring.
That's a nice setup, bro. That's a nice setup.
Thank you. No ring. It's all that gritty guttural work go on here. You heard?
Right.
When we want that ring action, we gym hop, Morris Park, Glee Stands, all the spots. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting my nephew ready right now for the amateurs and the pros next year. You know what I mean? But he's young. He's 20 years old. He from that young crowd. But the difference between him is that when these young boys run up on him, it's gonna be strictly fishy. You heard?
Right.
Rastafari.
Yeah, Ali Selassie the First, Empress Reserve Minute, one perfect balance,
One
King.
perfect balance, King.
Bless
What's
up.
going on?
Nah,
You
Ace,
know the vibes.
You know, I just wanted to tap in, man.
yo, Ace, let me ask you a question, Ace. I feel like you a certified street dude. That's what I feel like. I know you a certified street
I'm
dude.
retired, brother.
All right, the certification is still good, bro. But that's why I'm asking you this question as a retired, certified street dude. How important you think knuckle game is, man, to your character, to your protection, to everything, bro?
Well, listen. That's mandatory, brother. You know, because I come from an era where we ain't had no choice but to fight. I remember when fights were set up that I ain't even know about. Motherfuckers be like, yo, you fighting today at 3:00.
Where you
We
from?
shooting the five.
Yo, Ace, where you from, bro?
Bush, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the Vanderbilt side of Flatbush, bro.
That's a lot of stuff. We was talking earlier, and my bro was on here. He was talking about the karate flicks and all that. He said that he feels like the crack era kind of changed it up from the guns. Background is that from the guns from the fighting to the guns. But then another brother came here. He said he was from Front Page from the 70s, and he said that he seen that transition happen a little earlier. When you say that transition happened, Ace?
The transition happened from what?
From more fighting and gunplay over more serious shit and drug shit to just gunplay, just overstepping on shoes and just airing shit out for no reason. Yo, Tiz, peace, God.
Can you hear me, Sonny?
I can hear you now.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what you said, brother, because I can't hear you, man.
When do you think the transition happened from the hand talk?
Hold on.
This nigga Ace, we going through that.
Nah, man, son, what you said?
Yo, because the brother was saying earlier that even Billy was saying earlier the same thing like Papa. He was saying that everybody fought just like you, but the brother was saying earlier that he seen the wave happen with more gunplay, especially in Vanderveer and Flatbush in the 70s more so when the West Indians came into play. Not saying the West Indians was the only ones shooting, but that's when the stakes went up, I guess, when the guns started going off more. When would you say the gunplay started happening more? 80s, crack era, 90s? What would you say?
I mean, if you're speaking about that particular, geographical area, there's some truth to that because most West Indian countries, whether Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, Guyana, all the different countries, most of them migrated when they migrated from their respective countries, they came to Flatbush. Mm-hmm. Right? So when they came to the Flatbush, they didn't come to play games.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, they wanted to be able to send money back home to their families in their respective countries. And at the same time, they wanted to make their mark. And sometimes what they had to do, they had to shed blood in the process.
Facts.
Big talk.
So that's just me being honest and truthful. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, there was a point in time in the 90s where you hear Bobby Shmurda and all them live out. the Rastafarians had that locked. In those days and times that you're talking about, Sonny.
So so you saying what's that? That's like you talking 80s them when they had the Wilmore boys and all that going on over there, Rutland style, all that was going on like 80s. I knew that was about that. Ace, tap back in.
Nah, but the topic that you're talking about tonight, yeah, the fighting part, that was mandatory. If there's anybody that you're gonna talk to from a time that we come from, the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, they're gonna give you that answer.
Yo, bro, Pop, the dude Billy just said, yo, I never even met someone before, right? He starts talking, he's telling me, you know what I'm saying, his joint about what his perspective on the fighting thing. You know what he say? Yo, I don't know if you know Sindred, but Sindred used to make me fight every day. I'm like, yo, Sindred is my bro.
Sindred, man.
Sindred is fighting every day.
Oh, man. I mean, but I want to hear from people like Billy. Where Billy from? Where you from, Billy?
Flatbush in 2-6. You heard? Farragut in 2-6.
Oh, word? That's where you from?
Yeah, I'm in Harlem now though.
Born and raised, or you just moved out there?
Nah, I've been out there since a youngin', since like the age of like 6. You heard? I went to DFY when I was like 12, 13. So I've been stuck in the system. My podcast is called Stuck in the System. You heard? Because I originally I got taken away from my mom. She was heavy on the crack. You might know it. You might have seen her on the junction and all that. Kathy, redhead. You heard? She used to fuck with Jazzy and them. You heard?
Damn.
I know that name. That's why I
gotta call Loco.
That name is. I don't even want to.
Loco could give me more. You know what I mean? I used to be out there. I ain't be out there.
He's up with Khadijah, all that. Khadijah,
Cody and all of them. You heard? Spraga, all of them. You heard? So. I grew up in the hood, but I ended up going into the system at a young age, so I ended up staying in that shit. I caught a little charge when I was 18 for a gun charge, and then I came out. I went right back in for another fucking charge.
So let me ask you a question. That's good you said that. You got caught with a gun, right? We're not going to get into that story, but you get caught with a gun for whatever reasons you had the pistol.
Mm-hmm.
How much fighting did you have to do for carrying that gun after that, during that charge, during that time? How much fighting did you have to do?
Like as soon as I got to the island, I was what? 18, 17, 18.
Oh, that was an island. That was an island gun charge, or
the that's the island gun charge. That was an island. But when I got locked up when I was 13, yo, bro, as soon as I went to Spofford, bro, like I was in a group home before that, so I was going through mad shit in the group home. The group home is just like DFY without gates and all that. But fucking when I was in Spofford, first day there, got it popping. Then when I went from Spofford, I went to Crossroads. From Crossroads, it was fight night. You heard? Like every Friday night, we was getting it popping. Like, and then I went back to Spofford, and then that's when I was in B2 Ballers with Lee Dog. He had the house and all that. He was a CO. But he made sure that he was like a Sindred, word. Like he made sure that he had his crew that got it popping. Like we were going there, we would get it popping just for fun.
Hold up, Sonny. You telling me? So you talking about the same Sindred that we talking about?
Yeah, Suleiman.
So this is the guy that you just said that Suleiman had fighting everything.
Yeah,
it was him and John every day at Khadijah crib.
Hold up. I had to see him.
Billy badass, bro. I'm the only white boy in the hood, other Billy that used to go 30 seconds.
I'm the white boy. Big up to my man Mouse, yo, Mouse.
Mouse too. Yeah.
We got a couple of more white boys. White boy Joey. We got Mouse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think James is out there too on 34th and Jay.
I definitely gotta know your face. I gotta go look at your page. I can't your page.
Yo, what's your YouTube channel, bro?
Stuck in the System.
Stuck in the System. Yeah, everybody go hit that Stuck in the System.
Support it. We gotta support all Flatbush platforms so we can make this platform. Listen, man, I got the idea out of the world, man. I'm about to start this.
Yo. No ideas of the world right now, bro. No ideas for the world right now. Jeez, we talking about fighting right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, man.
Let me get a Popeye fight story.
Ah man. Ah man. You know me, I don't like to talk about
I
me.
know. That's why I said that. That's why exactly why I did that. That's exactly why I did that.
About me. I don't want nobody. But since we talking about We Are Flatbush and we on Flatbush Circa 19 Double X podcast, that's the next thing. Um, my fight stories, man, I have so many, and if you know me, I got so many. But the one of my
You know
one of
my
my
favorite. You know
one of
my favorite.
my, one of my best ones. Hold on, before you say yours, I'm gonna say one of my best ones is rest in peace to my man Kerwin, Coach K. Once again, rest in peace to Coach K, my nigga Kerwin from the Junction side, VIP General. I had a fight on my block one day, and I see the dude. You know what I mean? I wanted to get busy with, get fighting with, and trying to push I'm pushing the line. I'm pushing. I'm with Kerwin. You know what I mean? Kerwin's a little bit bigger than me, and I wanted to try a new style on the dude. I wanted to try this new style that, the niggas was doing from back in the days. I used to always see do. I don't know if y'all ever heard about a 52 pickup.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So, as a young whippersnapper, I thought I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And if my man K was here with me right now, he would tell you, he would laugh right now. He would be like, yo, the nigga Popeye trying to do the spin. He said, Popeye over there spinning, but he moving so slow. He said, homeboy, it's about to knock me out. By the time I turned around, homeboy,
The backhand spin joint.
the pick up, you try to do that shit and be like, like that, like that. Around slow, and by the time I turned around, Kerwin already caught him. Bow! I'm like, oh shit. So that's one of my best fights, you know what I mean? My man K ain't here no more, but you know me, I had a million of them fights. You know what I mean? I had a fight. Hold on a second, man. I'll tell you a better one. I had the Decepticons catch me. I'll tell you a Decepticon caught.
Somebody, I don't know if go ahead.
I never spoke this story on YouTube. I might spoke this story a million times in the street, but this is gonna be on platforms, of course, forever now. And I hope a Decepticon, tap in on the platform. You know what I mean? Because it's all Flatbush, and it's stories that we had from back in the days, and
Right.
and it was some real shit that we had.
It's just a fight. That's what we say. That's the whole purpose of tonight. It's just a fight. It's
Right,
just
it's all bang shit, but we was at each other's necks like how the Bloods and the Crips was back in the early days. That's how we was VIP against DSEP. So, and we was only really beefing with the DSEP in the Flatbush area, which was by South Shore side. We wasn't beefing with the DSEPs in Brownsville, East New York, or anywhere else. We were just really beefing with the DSEPs by South Shore. So, because of that, I went to Tilden, and I used to hang by Madison. Every morning, Midwood, the Junction, do my little rounds because I got kicked out of Sheepshead Bay and I had to go to Tilden. So I had seen a DSEP Friday in Kings Plaza Mall. Me and KB, at the time, my girlfriend and KB's wife now, Daphne and Sean. I'm walking in the mall and I see the nigga as I'm walking up the steps. So when I'm walking up the steps, I see the nigga, but I thought he didn't see me. So I was like, oh shit, I got one. I got me a DSEP. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to creep up on him, but he peeked me. Kabir didn't see what I was doing because he walked the opposite way when we got up the steps. So when I ran down on Dog, I had an ice pick. And I ran down on him, trying to get him. He threw his girlfriend on me. He might not want to attest to this, but this is facts.
he did what?
His girlfriend into me. I had my ice pick and I went to poke him. He took his girlfriend and spun her and threw her into me. But I knew his girlfriend. Her girlfriend's name was Kathy. She could vouch for this. And so he ran. I chased him. He jumped out by Sabaros over there on Avenue U. By the time I got to Sabaros Avenue U, he was by Home Depot. He used to run track. All right, cool. So I was like, all right, cool. These are all facts. The niggas can never, if they want to contest this, we can contest it. I mean, it's facts. So over the weekend, me and Mark, rest in peace, Mark from FBK. Me and Mark now was going to Tilden. I told Mark, yo, we got beef. I know they're gonna look for me. Let's get to school and stay in school. Do not come out of school because they're gonna swarm on it. They used to outnumber me hard at Tilden. We was like 5 deep, and they was like 50 deep. They outnumbered us in Tilden. But we never ran, we stood tall. So when I got off the bus on King Highway and what's that, Tilden, where Tilden High School is at, when I look to my right, I'm on the divider part before I get into the one-way to the curb. And when I look to my right, I see the nigga with a bandana, and I see like 2 other niggas coming. And they all have bandana, but the nigga first, I see him first. I'm like, oh shit. But how I recognize them, his name was Alex. They call him Alex or Alex, whatever like that. He walked with a little type of tippy toe limp. So when I seen that, I said, oh, it's shit, him. It's the same nigga I was chasing.
Okay.
Fuck. I said, fuck. I said, yo, Mark, listen, run. As soon as run, because we outnumbered. I already see what it is. And Mark, God bless the dead, he can't hold his weight. Younger than me, shorter than me. And I'm like, yo, dog, we outnumbered. We got to run. Gotta get out. You know what I'm saying? So I ran. Me and Mark out running. Long story short, I almost collided into Mark. Had to run back around, run around Kings Highway like a fucking clown. They chasing me with a hammer, a bat. They swung at my head. I missed it. I ducked. Back in the days, I was wearing a Guess farmer suit. If you know about that, Guess farmer rap going around. I had a brand new brand new sneakers, book bag. You know, you got brand new clothes. Everything is tight. So I'm running, looking at me, boom, boom, boom. I get to Tilden. I'm trying to run to the school. I'm like, yo, listen, I got these niggas from a good margin. I don't know where they at. When I turned my head, bah, they caught me in my face. Bah. Boom, pop me in my face with a pipe. Boom. Turned around, nigga shot me in my face again. Boom. I ducked that. Tumbled around, ran. I mean, I could go on for days, man.
No, but look, there's so many jewels in that story, Dre. Yo, today, if that story was that story, there's like 6 points in that story where somebody would have been dead. It'd have been a shootout. Somebody would have been dead because you could have turned around. They felt like you could have turned around and shot. They probably feel like they could have shot you for running. Like, the fact that you say, yeah, because you know what I'm saying, we stood tall. But then, like 2 sentences later, I'm like, yo, run. Yo, because you know when to hold them and you know when to fold them. You have to know the difference. These decisions are critical. That's crazy.
Like I said, I could go on for days, especially when it comes to D-steps. They caught me plenty of times. They try to catch me plenty of times. But they only caught me really that one time. That one time, the only time they really caught me. They surrounded Tilden High School.
How much did that make you? How much did that add to your character or how you felt, how you moved? Like, don't you think that adds to the who you are? Because I feel like you could have ended the story before the story is written.
Listen, as we look back at it today, at the time, it is what it was. At the time, to look back at it today, yes,
because you're alive today.
Right, you answered your question. Who it made me? Yeah, I came through trials and tribulations of some tough, rough times, and niggas is out. Just imagine you going to school and you got 40, 50 niggas. If you know about Decepticons, they was out there in front of Tilden looking for me.
Transforming
40 niggas. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine that. I'm only in school with 3 of them. Me, Kabir, and Larry. And Webby. You know what I mean? So it's 4 of us against 40 niggas. This is every day.
Every day.
You know what I'm saying? So just imagine that. And, hold up. I'm not finished. And I had beef with Brownsville niggas at the same time.
And they had the school. They had
the school on lock. So just imagine, I'm beefing with Decepticon and we beefing with Brownsville.
They told me they was gonna get at you too, boy. The Brownsville niggas, my man's and them from Tilden, they said they're the court, they're to edge your ass out, Papa.
Oh, yeah. That's a fact. He's not lying. Yeah,
them niggas, you know, a lot of them dudes, my man. I'm keeping it 100, Sonny, because
but that's how
my dudes
works, though. That's how beef works, though. I mean, beef. I don't know. Cause my man was on here earlier. He said it was a lot of fighting going on, but yeah, nah. Brownsville beef could definitely end a different kind of way, man.
They had the whole Tilden projects in that school, bro.
Listen, he ain't lying. Them niggas, listen. Brownsville projects. Brownsville was like a hop, skip, and a jump to Tilden.
Right.
These niggas would make a fucking phone call, and all of a sudden you see 1,000 niggas in the school. I ain't saying outside. There's 1,000 of them niggas in school. You be like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Right? How all the niggas got here? The niggas like Mamo, Kasim, Mike, Twin, who else? Pork Chop, Mousy.
And Papa, Kasim, that's my guy.
I know that, my nigga.
Man,
I ain't telling no lie. We had our tension in school. You know what I'm saying? We did. We had some real tension in school. But he could tell you for a fact, I never folded, I never ran. It was a fact. They was on my heel. They was on my heels.
He told me.
You know what I'm saying? They was on my heels hard. If any opportunity they would got to deal with me dirty, they would have did it. They would have did it. You know what I'm saying? And they was coming.
But see, I think a lot of this that goes on now, especially in the celebrity rap world and stuff like that, comes from a lack of those experiences.
That's
now,
I was going to say that, Sonny. I was going to say that. I was definitely going to say that.
Better speak.
Because I noticed, right, when it comes to a lot of these youths that's coming through, right, and they just jumping in, they jumping off the porch without no kind of vetting. I appreciate the fact that like dudes like Sindred and Scoop and Reno and all these older heads, they made sure that we knew how to take a punch and we knew how to give one. You heard? Like that was mandatory, right? Now a lot of these dudes is being indoctrinated by ain't no older heads that's really like schooling them. You feel me? Like there's no big homie that's real right that knows how to orchestrate shit and really put dudes through the vetting process. So what they doing is they getting all this information and they getting all this go time from the music, bro. Like the indoctrination is so real. Like them old heads, like even before us that was talking that tin hat bullshit. You heard? Yo, indoctrination. Yo, watch what you watch and watch what you listen to. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful of what you absorbing because it could take over and lead you to a life of fuckery. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like indoctrinating these kids now, like I said, when the pandemic hit it was like they had nothing but time to download the bullshit. They wasn't in the street. There wasn't nobody out there really like, yo, do this. Y'all get it popping. Throw these gloves on. Or whatever the case may be. It was just, I'm going to be numb. I'm not going to feel nothing. And I'm going to watch it on this.
I said that the other night. Niggas ain't have a daily life boot camp. You know what I mean?
Facts.
We talked about that the other night. You know what I mean? We was living a daily life boot camp, but we didn't even understand what we were going through. It was like Karate Kid, wax on and wax off. We was in training of and we didn't even know we was in training up.
No, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? So that's what is they missed. They didn't get that. Generations after ours didn't really get that no more. They lost that connection, and that's where everybody's saying, "What happened?" Like we don't know. If something happened, like when the Fugees got independent, when Haiti got their independence, and Fugees took off and shit. Niggas like, yo, how this shit happen? You know what I'm saying? Like it popped off.
The best way to look at it too is like when you got a litter of pups, you heard? Like you could tell, like whoever's handling them pups, you're gonna be able to see who's who and what's what, and you're gonna be able to put them in and see what they're about. Like none of that is happening right now.
Man, I like that one.
Yeah, like that's real.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like,
love it.
because like right now it's like a whole bunch of young boys that's they got the heart, but they don't got the sense. And in a weird way, they don't even got the heart because yo, it's easy to pull a trigger and not have no attachment. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to do that. Like my first time I got a knife, Haitian man Teddy, I was getting jumped on the block on a regular basis, bro. Like my fist wasn't doing nothing. I was getting jumped all the time. Haitian man came up to me and gave me a little hawk. Yo, start poking everything. I just started around stabbing shit, you heard? And that's how I got to that level. But
that still was part of boot camp.
That's part of the boot camp.
That's sad to say, but still a part of the boot camp. Like Sonny said something to me the other day, and I'm repeating it so much. Sonny said, "Yo, Pop, my son grew up in New York. He knew how to cross the street when he was like 2, 3, 4 years old. But my daughter grew up down somewhere else. She ain't know how to fucking cross the street until she was like 10 or 8 years old."
Right.
I'm like, "Yo, damn, that shit deep, bro."
Yeah, your environment, man.
It's
Your
And another thing
environment,
too
the
is
environment
like,
plays a lot. The environment plays a lot. So that's what I'm saying. Like these dudes be traveling. It's not just the musical influence, but I'm just saying like these dudes' situational awareness is crazy. Like I talk to Pop, yo, the dude literally be like this. We could be talking broad daylight on Flatbush Avenue. I'll be standing here and Pop will be like this the whole time. The whole time,
it
heads
on a swivel.
on a swivel, and I'm probably doing the same thing the opposite way, or every other second this way, or wherever the blind spot is at. But it's always like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always like that because that's just what
funny thing, look, you want to hear the more funny thing to get on the subject, like I said, with your daughter, and that's why I keep on bugging about it. Like you was right, Sonny. Like this nigga grew up in Gwinnett, and I lived in Georgia. I remember making a statement to these kids one day. We talking, and I'm like, I remember them making a statement like, "Yo, we don't fuck with that high school, or we don't fuck with them, fuck with that side." And I'm like, "Why not?" They're like, "Oh, they beat us in football or whatever. We don't fuck with them." I'm like, "So that's why y'all don't fuck with them? That's why y'all got hatred?" I said, imagine going to the junction after school at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and you got to interact with over 10 high schools and junior high schools. Just imagine that. That's why we had problems, because we interacted with other people from other sides.
But not even that, though. Just think I'm glad you said that about the junction and boot camp, because it all kind of comes into this, right? Got the junction coming in. This, for people that don't know, it's an area of Flatbush and crisscross, main vein kind of area, right?
Mhm.
Everybody comes through the junction, right? You talking about a high school football game because people lost. You got people over here. It's like, yo, we about to go pulley some cars, or we gonna find a car that we pulleyed yesterday. We got dudes over here that's coming through the jack everything that moved that's 10 years older than everybody. You got people over here that's coming through this way just trying to live. You got the nerds going to Brooklyn College and Midwood coming right here. It's everybody had to survive. And no, my channel is all about survival. So you know that's my thing. Like everybody had to survive. So even if you was going to Brooklyn College and you was a super civilian, you had to know how to move at a certain time. I think people lack a lot of situational awareness, and they just go places like that at Disney World, and they eating people's worth millions of dollars, and they eating chicken. They dying over eating chicken just to see they were seen on TV.
I remember a time on the junction where people went to Brooklyn College or Midwood or had to go home in that area and would not go in that area and go all the way to Ocean Avenue to jump on the train and go home. I remember that vividly. And that shit will always stick with me forever. Like people was like, yo, listen, I'm not going through that junction. It's crazy. No matter what it is. A female, a nigga with jewelry, a nigga with a polo coat. Let's talk.
Anytime I had beef, I would stay on the junction and wait till school came out. You heard? Somebody coming off the bus. I know he coming off the bus. You heard? He coming off the 44 to 41. I'm gonna see you, bro. And if you don't show up, I'm gonna catch you in the morning. Home base, you heard? I gotta see you.
Gotta see him. Gotta see, and you want to see him though.
Yeah.
Like people's like it's this. I don't know, man. I feel like it's definitely not a lost art. I hope, you know. I said this. I hope to see people fighting again. I mean, places like DC, where it is known to be like the fight capital. They call it like the stab capital at one point because they fought so much out there that, you know, that's how they, you know, they got that thing. But they was strapped. You know, you gonna be out there. You gonna strap. Certain places are still known for that. I think Philly still got that. Speaking of which, Pop,
Philly's a boxing
I
city. Philly's a boxing city. But, you know, but listen, man, let's get to the topic of life and demand. And niggas nowadays just, like I said, I'm watching this Migo videos a lot right now, and a lot of footage, and you know, and niggas, when words get exchanged, niggas immediately grab for a gun. Immediately, somebody in the entourage.
Everybody's in their feelings, bro. There's a lot of emotional young men out here, bro.
I'm saying, no matter what it is, and I heard a man say that today. He's like, "Yo, man, a gun is not like, you know what I'm saying. It's like it coming to a point. Like I said, we getting older. It's like, damn, dog. Like that's the first resort is this gun.
The first
Resort. Like I mean, we arguing about whatever. You know what I'm saying? But niggas is the first thing is the gun. Everybody
goes back to boot camp though.
Huh?
That goes right back to the boot camp situation because
But
Dudes ain't never taste blood.
this generation didn't have.
They shit rock.
Yeah, you ever taste blood in your mouth? You never had that. You scared to death by the time. By the time you 20.
That iron tastes different. You heard?
By the time you're 21, it's too late. By the time you're 13, you're supposed to already have fell off a bike, had certain scrapes and bruises. Now you're scared to do it. Now you can't teach. It's hard to teach an adult to swim because we got certain fears and prerequisites to getting in the water. So now trying to teach a 24-year-old, nah, man, stand there and put your hands up, let him punch you in the face a couple of times, and you might punch him back.
But let's see, my thing with them now is like how they should try to say us, like, what are y'all really beefing for? Because it's really like when we look at situations now, like if I'm looking at me now, I'm a D-step. I can't see me fighting a D-step right now. I can't see me beefing with a D-step. And I just had an altercation with one of them probably just a couple of years ago. I'm not gonna lie. I seen one of them, and my hatred for them stood so long.
But look,
no amount of years.
That was probably some bullshit too, though. What was that over? What was the original D-set beef over?
Well, I can't even tell you. Well, I really can't tell you.
Exactly. That's the point.
But that's the point. But the point, that's the point. And when I seen this man, I automatically, my girl was with me. And she had to be like, yo, bro. She's like, yo, babe, what the fuck are you doing? You here with the kids. Like, what are you doing? Like, I really blacked out when I seen a D-set. And I'm ready to go at war 5 years ago, or 4 years ago.
That's feelings, bro.
And I had to stretch my hand out. I was like, yo, bro, nah, we ain't doing this. Because I like, yo, what the fuck I'm doing? Because it was just my hatred against them niggas. I had so much hatred. You know what I'm saying? And it never went away.
And you don't even remember why.
Huh? And I don't remember why, because and then when you think about all this gang culture and thinking about gangs and all this shit, you hear the same thing. These niggas is tripping. I don't want to disrespect no gang culture on the West Coast, East Coast, wherever you're at. But you know, I mean, only you know what I mean? You saying you part of this set and you don't like this set for what reason? You don't even know yourself. But something that happened 50 years ago. Something that happened 50 years ago that you don't even know what it happened about. So you riding on something you don't even know about. That's what bugs me about. That's what, so it goes back to me now. I spazzed up, but I had to catch myself. So why these dudes can't catch themselves? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good question. What's stopping brothers from catching themselves before they catch your body and catch a life sentence?
Come on, man.
That's
into that feeling. The feeling of being violated. Because if you missing the aspect of getting it like this, because if you get it, say, yo, you coming up, yo, let's get it popping. The old heads be like, yo, shake hands and shake that shit off. It's not even that serious.
But Billy, I'm not even gonna be funny. Sometimes it's old heads doing the same shit, my nigga.
Yeah, that's a big problem. We can chalk that up part of the problem too.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly. I know that.
The other day we had a situation like that, but I'm like, yo, bros, what are we doing, bros? Tell me what y'all doing, bros. Y'all saying y'all bros. What are y'all doing? This don't make no sense, bro. And bro was like, you know what, P? You're right, man. I'm like, yo, bro, this don't make no sense. What are we beefing about, my bro? It doesn't make sense. But that's why I say big homies is doing it, little homie, and don't get it twisted. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm guilty for my own shit, but I try my best to catch myself. I try my best to be like, evaluate my own self and be like, you know what? This shit don't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody told me one time, yo, it's not snitching when you at work. I'm like, what you mean it's not snitching at work? If I tell on somebody that's snitching, like, nah, nigga, if nigga ain't doing his job, why the fuck you holding his coattail so you can get fired with him? You know what I mean? I'm like,
Mom, hey, what's good, baby? Chi Town, what up? That's my guy from the Chi right there, man. I was just in the shop, man. That's another city, man, that I would think is known for a lot of fighting, and it's a lot of shooting. I think DC was like one of the last cities that was still fighting, man. Fight.
Tap in. I want to hear how I shot niggas. They're steady shooting every day. Like, well, just like every LA nigga and everything, but like it seemed like the Chicago, the state of the shooting shit. So
that comes into the military aspect.
What aspect?
The military aspect. So you got to remember, a lot of them dudes or a lot of old heads come from the military. You got to remember, Vietnam was a big thing. Like, I've been raised by a few Vietnam vets, you heard? And
Right.
it's different. So if you got a crazy motherfucker that comes back and they indoctrinating a whole generation to just let it go, that's what's gonna happen. Like, Flatbush is like no other place in the world.
That's a fact.
Different. It's different, bro. Can't nobody come through Flatbush, survive, and keep it funky everywhere they go. These other places, bro, they consolidated to the point where it's indoctrinated to the point where whoever they big homie was or their influence was, they ain't give them all the right tunes and all the right steps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not everybody's a big homie. Nigga just give a nigga credit because whatever they say. That's not a big
exactly. But you gotta remember, they ain't go through that vetting process. They ain't go through that boot camp because they wasn't like that. It was easy to control the mind, bro. But if you can control the mind and the body, bro, you something fierce.
That's something fierce. That's a weapon. That's a weapon.
And Flatbush, all the old heads knew how to do that, bro. They had the master blueprint for that. Ain't nowhere else you go. You go to Bronx, Harlem, Queens, Staten Island, wherever you go, nothing will be like Flatbush or Brooklyn for that matter.
Yeah. Flatbush is the heartbeat in the middle, right through the main
center.
Main vein, right through the middle.
You say people might get offended, but you know, these are the facts, man.
Yo, bro, you can put me anywhere in this world, bro. I'm gonna scrap until I can't move.
I mean, what else you gonna do?
But not everybody's built like that. They never been
been
vetted like that. They never been.
It's safe to say it's easy to walk away from bullshit.
For me, it's easy, bro. For me, it's easy. I mean,
really,
I think of, because I'm always thinking of a tactical and I always got like a military bearing in my mind. I always pre-think scenarios to make sure nothing happens that's out of my control. You feel me?
You're not scared of them. You're scared of yourself, bro.
So I feel like when I move, it's so many scenarios that's beneath me, bro. Like I always like the staring. I was never into that. You gonna stare me down? Like I don't even see you, bro. I'm God in the flesh, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see all that. You know what I mean? It gotta be something like violation to my wife, to my kids, to somebody that I'm with in my vicinity. Then the thing can come out. But stopping a deadly threat. Other than that, what I'm fighting you for? I never understood that. I'm gonna fight you for something of mine. I'm gonna fight you because of what? You didn't hold the door because you felt like you was a tough guy. My mentality is always like the same thing. I'm gonna save everybody the hospital bills. I'm gonna save everybody all of that. Like I always see a reason for me to be fighting, bro. Like the last time I had a fight, the dude tried to play me, violated me. We got it shaking, and it was over. The police came. I was at work. I was in Florida. Yo, Pop, the dude threw a bucket at me, bro. Yo, Pop, the dude, yo, Pop. I was gonna tell a Popeye fight story. Yo, I'm delivering. I'm working at Coca-Cola and shit. Got the truck, get to the mall, I'm hyped. Got the music in, moving mad fast. Till the dude parked in the truck spot. So I'm like, yo, somebody parked in the truck spot. The dude turned around and like, yo, give me a minute. So I had the music going. So I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna deliver around this nigga, deliver the whole thing and be out. So I wasn't sweating it. So then he seen I wasn't sweating it. He goes, yo, matter of fact, make it 10 minutes. So I'm like, I took the headphones off. Now I'm like, what is he talking about? Making 10 minutes? He trying to play me? I checked the temperature of the room. So I see this mad Haitian dudes and shit. Everybody looking at me like, kind of like, yo, this nigga giving up crazy. It was a big Spanish dude. So I'm like, he trying to play me? You know, it kind of registered in my head. He trying to play me right now. I said, yo, what happened? Yo, we get back and forth. I'm like, yo, come outside. We get to the door. It's one of them moves. You go first. Nah, you go first. He's standing in the door. I made the mistake of letting him go first. And the nigga, he made a move. Oh, it could have been me. I don't play these games, these long talk games. He made a funny move. Wham! I rocked him. We in the middle of the door now. Pop, the dude is huge, mind you. The dude, all he can do, All he can do is he can't stop these. All he can do is grab me. If he slams me into the wall, wow, boom. I'm like, oh shit, my back. I'm still catching this nigga. Hold on, nigga got me damn near off my feet. Pop. He catches me into the other wall. Wow. He lets me go. He starts bawling, crying. I go looking for a stick. I'm outside. My shirt is ripped. The truck is running. The police come. It was a scene. The dude wanted to hug. Yo, I don't want to press charges. I just want to hug and say I'm sorry because I was in the wrong.
And you heard? They be wanting to hug. They really be
You
wanting
wanted
to
to
hug.
hug. Because a good fight showed him like, yo, oh, this is the equalizer, bro. And I had to still continue my route. I had to still continue delivering. With the ripped up dude. Yo, I was at Pembroke Pines Mall in Fort Lauderdale, bro. It was like it was like 110 degrees outside. Y'all was sweating bullets. I had dreads down my back. Yo, it was crazy.
Y'all niggas in these crazy fights, man.
Yo, but a quick fight equalizes everything. I still have my job. Everybody came. Police was there. Everything happened. A good squabble. This dude laid out the red carpet. I had the red carpet at the mall after that. Everybody, food was on everybody every time I came through. No lie.
No, it definitely make things a little easier, man. Especially if motherfuckers respect it. You know what I'm saying?
To see another day, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to kill somebody.
Listen, man, but yo, let's keep it funky though. We was fighting, and well, the shit that we was on, my team, we was on some fighting shit, but we wasn't trying to make you see another day. That wasn't our plan either. But we was fighting.
Not every instance. Not every instance niggas was going back to get the sketch. Every time it wasn't happening.
I don't want to sound like a real crazy guy, but I'm gonna say yeah, we was.
Every time it was beef, it was that type of beef that had to get cooked like that.
I mean, we was trying to set an example. Just to be real, we was just trying to set an example that you don't fuck with VIP. Every member was on that timing. Every member was just on that timing. Like, yo, just don't fuck with us. We got to do you dirty. And that's why that name is known as one of the most dirtiest names in Flatbush. You know what I mean? Just being real. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Yeah, you might spare a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't about sparing a nigga. It wasn't about that shit. What happened to Billy, man? I like Billy's energy, man.
Yeah, he came on with good energy, man. Big up to his platform too. I'm about to get off this, man. I'm about to go roll something. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Pop.
Billy, man, you gotta tap in with us every now and then.
Yeah, I seen it jump up. I was like, yo, this gonna be the day, man. I'm gonna just jump on here.
Oh, so you've been with us? You've been fucking with us?
Yeah, I've been subscribed for a minute, word. I think I got y'all on Facebook and all that, word.
Oh, listen, bro, shoot a DM or something, man. Yeah, let's put something together.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Man, I like your energy, man. Your energy is official, and you don't use it kind of way with Senja. Rest in peace.
What's your podcast about, bro? Before we go.
So, Stuck in the System is basically about how, once you in the system, that shit never really leaves you. You heard, like, just like how once you from Flatbush, that shit'll never leave you. You heard, but it's like I still to this day, man. It's like I feel like I had so many opportunities to be unstuck, but because I've been through it and I don't want to leave nobody behind. You heard? Like a lot of these young dudes that's coming through, man, they misguided, man. They really don't know. I was looking at 18 of life. You heard? Like I ended up doing 5 off of it, but I was ready to take 18 flat. I'd have been home around this time. You heard? Oh, and I was okay with that.
But you said you was willing to take 18 flat.
Yeah, without the L.
Why you was willing to take 18 flat? And what was your?
Because I was so accustomed of going through the system that shit was nothing. I felt better off in jail than I was on the street.
How old? What age?
I've been locked up since I was 12. You heard?
No, what age was this decision that you said?
19.
So yeah,
I've been home around this time.
About 37, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd have been in the best shape of my life. I'd have had a lot more smarts. I'd have probably had some degrees, because you college up there, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking about all that. I'm like, yo, I can go to college up there. I could do this. I could probably get a trade. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on my workout shit, be disciplined. And that was my way of thinking. Like, I was okay with that.
But so where did that, so that was like a boot camp, but not to say a boot camp, but where did that thinking come from? For you to say, how old you say you was?
19.
19. You was 19. For you to decide to sit wherever you were sitting at, your cell, your crib, or sitting on the bench waiting for the judge about to call your name?
Every time I went to court, I would be like, yo, I'm taking 18 right now. Just no L. I'll take 10 right now. I'll take 15 right now. My lawyer was looking at me like I was crazy.
That's the question I'm asking. What was in you? What was your mind state to make you feel that, yo, I could sit there and do 18? Like,
Yeah, what made you wrap your mind around that comfortably?
So
Right.
from 13 to 16 and a half. All right, so I went into DFY when I was 13, right?
Right.
I originally got sentenced to 9 months to a year, but
Right.
I had ended up in Tryon. I went to Harlem Valley and all that. Now, in these places, they don't try to let you go. Plus, my mom's is a fiend. Like, I was going, like, I was in the hood. Like, I was in Kenilworth, you know, the crack house that used to be on Kenilworth.
Yeah.
I was sleeping there with my moms, bro. I used to sleep in abandoned cars that FPK used to have on my block on right there on 26 and Flatbush. Like, I didn't want to be home. My moms was smoking krills. Like, I was sleeping in the hallway type shit from young, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was running around the hood. So when I was there, I'm like, yo, I done went from a year to 2.5 years because they kept on banging me every time I went to court. Like, well, he needs another year. Yo, and I came to a point where I was comfortable. Like, the jails was like street to me. Like, it was okay. Like, I was getting 3 hots in the cot. I was getting, you know, a little bit of commissary. I was able to do my fighting shit.
Let me ask you a question, bro. Not to cut you off. You what's your background?
I'm Irish and Scottish.
Oh, you got a fucking fighting in your fucking blood.
Yeah, that's
Hold up.
me. You heard?
Shit, Irish and Scottish. That's the whole fucking Braveheart movie, ain't it? That's like Braveheart, right? It was Scottish. It was Scottish versus I think it was the Scottish versus the Irish. But question though, was that a problem? What was the like? It's not a lot of white dudes coming up that was coming through the streets like that, man. It's coming up, you know, in the bush and just different neighborhoods in Brooklyn at that time. Did you find that you have a problem with that early?
I'm gonna tell you something, and this is crazy. You heard? The first time I found out that I was white, because I was in the hood. You heard?
I love it.
Stop. Stop, my nigga Billy. Stop.
Listen. I'm like 10 years old. It's me and my little crew from over there on J. We stealing bikes, you know, we on our bike shit. My man, he the leader of the pack right now, so I'm following him. We coming from Kings Plaza all the way to the junction on a Saturday. You heard? Guess who's on the junction?
Who?
The Israelites. We pull up to the bank. You heard? We right there. My man pull up. I pull up right next to him. I'm like, yo, what's up? I see the poster of the dude being burnt and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit was crazy. I didn't really know what was going on. I'm like, yo, what they talking about? My man looking at me. He looking at them. And like, the white man is the devil. Yo, everything went. Yo, the record stopped, bro. Everybody look at me, son. I look down at me, son. I look at my flash. I said, oh. I jumped on my bike, bro. I got the fuck up out of here, you heard? Facts, you heard?
That's crazy.
Yo,
That's a cool way to find out you white is from an Israelite.
the first time I found out I was white, Billy, I gotta salute you on that, man.
Because I ain't know nothing about race, bro. Like,
that's real though, because nobody don't say it. How you know about it? Like you said, that comes from indoctrination. Like you just know I'm one of the fellas. We out here getting bikes and shit. Who's a little lighter than this nigga?
My moms is fiends. Like I'm going back to crack houses. Like ain't no electricity, ain't no gas. I'm starving. My fucking stomach is touching. Like I ain't know nothing about no race, bro. We was all fucked up, bro. Like we was twisted. Like
when you was going to court, and going through your cases and stuff like that, you had family supporting you?
Nah, man, my mom's is out in the street, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all I had. Like she she had a bad habit, bro. Like she was.
How your mom's doing now? How your mom's doing now?
She passed in 2005. You know, rest in peace and all that. But she in a better place, bro. Like times was hard, bro. Like before she she got crazy to the point where it looked like somebody took her flesh and threw it on a coat rack type shit. You know what I'm saying? She was like skeleton, bro. But she was out there busting checks before dudes was even scamming. Or I don't know if you know about Blue. Old pimp ass motherfucker used to be on a junction with Patrice and all that. He used to be running around getting money and all that. Word.
You saying these names, and I'm like, damn.
Old things, word, because Jazzy used to take care of me when he used to be on a junction right on Glenwood. Jazzy used to let me use his phone to call my mom's when I was like 9, 10 years old, you heard? Because he used to serve her, you heard? They used to
Yo,
give me money and all that to get food. Yo, yeah, go get something to eat, huh?
I didn't know this little guy, kid, man. Dude, that be a little service. You know service then.
Nah, not by that name, probably not.
No Joey?
Puerto Rican.
Gotta know Joey.
Guy, you
34th and J?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, I know Joey.
Yes.
Yeah. Goofy and them and all of them, you heard? Yeah. Facts, you heard? But I ended up in a system, bro. So
Oh, tonight.
I ended up in a system to the point where that shit was my home, you heard? Like when I would come home, I would be going to right back in that shit. You know, I'd be on the street doing my shit, wilding, catching my licks and all that, and then I end up right back, bro.
So you ready to take? It sound like you was ready to take the 18 possibly because not only were you comfortable there because mentality wise you was probably institutionalized, but it was actually a more comfortable space than sleeping in trap houses and stolen cars and shit like that. You getting the 3 hots, Sparford, you gonna get the cookies. You know what I'm saying? You get the cookies and all that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
At 19, I was already on my shit. You heard? I was banging. You heard? So
Okay.
I always, when I went through, everybody knew me to be. And I'm the only one I'm always repping the Bush, Flatbush, Billy Badass, was cracking. Always on my shit. So that's always been my comfortability because when I go in there, it's like motherfuckers know who I am. I'm ready to get it popping, and it's whatever. I'm not with nothing.
I gotta ask you, bro, because you said you was ready to take the 18, right? Now you saying that you affiliated. You know what I'm saying?
Not no more. I'm
Right, no, at this time, I respect the transition. I respect the transition. I'm talking about at this time. You got to tell me about you had all that had to get tested in the 4 building. If you was 18 or 19, you had to be on the 4 building and low in the 4 building at the times. And
every time I came through, I went to the law library and I made sure I got a piece of steel, bro. And that shit came with me everywhere I went, bro. Everywhere I went. That's what I was known for. After Billy Badass, they called me Chucky Low. I was on my shit, poking shit, whoever, whenever, it didn't matter.
That's what's up, nigga.
And that's from Flatbush shit, word. Flatbush made me that animal.
They say that you can't truly have a crazy cut game if you don't really have a hand game anyway, because it pretty much is like extension of boxing, like a knife and all that ain't really. It's just
having a weapon, yes, it's definitely it's like a skill, like fighting, like you fight.
But actually, having a weapon is just possession. Being able to use the weapon is skill. In all actuality, though, we are the weapon. All this is just an extension of us. You understand?
But with a weapon, you gotta have heart. Period. You
gotta have the ability. You gotta have the heart.
Because you have a lot of niggas that walk around with guns, knives, and whatever. They still getting demolished. They still getting fucked up. So it's all about that heart when you got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got this thing on your hand, you playing Picasso. I'm playing Picasso. You know what I'm saying? I'm going straight for the kill my man say he going for. But yeah, I ain't the shit is in my hand. It's Picasso time.
Face shots. Fuck all the other shit. Face shots. Just like I would jab somebody in their face. Ha!
That's you gotta have the same skill, same motions.
Back up.
Smoke. I mean, Sonny. I come from that, so it's like, and I agree with him. Like, you know what I mean? That's where we know it's Flatbush, but
I always had more to prove, though. Always, all the time.
That's what I was wondering, because you definitely coming from more or less the underdog seat. You know what I'm saying? The upbringing, the neighborhood.
Though you white, you got more to prove.
I had to put it in the extra all the time. You heard? Like.
That's a fact. You white, you got more to prove, especially in the black community. So forget anything else with me. It's just white. You had to prove.
And I respect that, especially with the topic tonight of fighting, because you're still here, right? You're free, you're alive, you well, you podcasting, you're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful thing. What happened to your joint?
Nah, I got cut in the 3 building. You heard? When I was on that bid for the
What you got cut? What you got cut over? Tell me what happened.
So I was an old boy. I'm an old boy. I'm chilling an old boy. I'm fucking with a little CO joint.
Boy, let the people know.
OBCC.
OBC, yeah.
OBCC.
Hey, he's saying, "Oh boy, niggas might think it's Cameron and Joel Santana."
Oh yeah. So I'm at OBCC. I'm fighting this case or whatever. I'm like 6 months in the old boy, right? I'm comfortable. I'm getting the pouches. I'm fucking with a little CO joint. I'm chilling. Everything's good. They pack me up and they send me to the 3 building. So I'm like, yo, how do I get back to old boy? Like, I don't want to. I was good over there. Like, I don't want no change right now. I want to get the fuck back over there. So when I land in the house, I'm like, yo, who in here gotta go? I want to get up out of here. So I take a plate. I'm jumping on whoever got the house. Yo, listen, I'm trying to get out of here. Like, what's up? So they like, yo, son right here, he ain't no good. I was like, yo, say no more. I'm out of here tonight. We go to Chow. So I come in the back, he in the back of the line and all that. And I just rock his shit. Rock, bop, 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 bop. Now he out. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here. The police come. They picking him up the floor. They got me on the wall on some crucifix shit, word. They holding my arms and all that. You know them green cups on the island?
Yeah. The ones they give you when you first get there.
Some crack my shit, word. My shit right here. Bing, bing. The shit shattered. Shit bust into 1,000 pieces. The only thing that's left is the handle. And on the end of the handle, there's like a real sharp razor shards on that shit.
So he rocked you with the green cup?
Rocked me with the green cup, pulled my shit down all the way down. I had like 6 stitches up here and 6 stitches on my lip. Now, they get him out of there, they lock the door, I'm gushing and all that. They put me in the motherfucking in the wild means and all that. I'm there waiting for transport to go to fucking the infirmary. I go get stitched up and all that. They put me right back in the 3 building. So I'm tight. I'm like, yo, fuck. My code D's there, so I'm trying to see him in the yard. I get it popping with the police because they try to hurt me on some. I skipped the line before you go outside. You got to show your ID and all that. So I seen him. He grabbed somebody up, and he heard them put their face in the wall and violated him. I'm like, yo, that's not gonna happen to me. He already dealing with something and the bullpens and all that. So as soon as I'm about to walk through the mag, guess who come? Dick face. To try to throw me on the wall. When he got me on the wall, I'm like, yo, I know he gonna try to violate my shit. As soon as he try to push my head in my shit, I turn around and crack him. Pow! He drops. The other CO comes and start cracking. Now, mind you, I got stitches in my head. Starts cracking me in my head with the walkie-talkie. Bang, 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 bang. Another CO come. They come, they throw the cuffs on me, kick me and all that other crazy shit. But they saw what happened on the camera, so the sergeant came and was like, yo, what we gonna do? I'm like, yo, I don't press charges. Like, I'm gonna hold this shit down, and that's it. Like, what's good? Let me rock. They let me rock. I stood in the bullpens for like maybe like 8-10 hours maybe, and finally went to a house. But that shit right there.
This is over a gun charge. Oh, this is the gun.
That's the body.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was the 18. I was gonna ask you what that was. 18.
On the gun charge, that shit was a little bullet on the island. I copped out quick. Soon as I went to arraignment, yo, let me get 8 months. Let me get that.
we gotta do this again, man. We got some other joints lined up, bro. Hit me so you know what I mean. Know how to stay in the loop. And put things together.
Billy, man, jump on the We Are Flatbush Instagram page, and so we can send us your number so we can talk off there.
Copy, I got you. I'm gonna do that now.
All right.
Yo, be easy, y'all.
Hey, yeah. We are.